Group. My name is Della, and I will be the moderator for this evening. Your host name is Elena Chapman, and you are in the Green Terra Discussion Group. We are a weekly interactive community for seekers exploring ways to activate possibilities and creativity in our lives. We dive deep into spiritual dimensions that are all too often ignored in our fast-paced modern world. The format for each week features a teaching set of context for the week, followed by open conversation, which is facilitated by Elena Chapman. We provide opportunities for each person to participate, engage, ask questions, share your experiences, which all deepen our teachings. All participants are automatically muted upon entry, and this gives us the opportunity to keep the chatter and the background noise down. But if you're asked a question or if you want to say something, all you have to do is use the tool of raising your hand, or you can type in the chat and I will unmute you. Again, welcome, and we're excited about tonight's topic, which is how to know if you're addicted to drama and chaos. And now it is my pleasure to introduce to you our Green Terra host, Miss Elena Chapman.
Well, hello, everyone. It is so good to be here and to see all these people. So, all right, let's talk a little bit. And I think most of you may know who I am. For those who do not, I am Elena Chapman. I am a soul curator, meaning that I draw from all different religions, modalities, science, whatever it is that I find that can help you grow. I take the nuggets, the light, the truth from each, and whatever seems to work, I'll use for you and also bring you closer to the connection and help you live by your soul more. So I always forget this part. I'm a 2-time international best-selling author, and like I said last week, I am very excited because I have my new book, which I really truly think it's more on a personal note. I used my own journey as a way to help you find your journey, plus other helpful ideas that can help you. But my journey, some of it's very funny. You'll see where I've made mistakes. You've seen where I can grow. We all do. And it's called Hello Soul. And right now it's in the publisher. So I'm very excited about that. I'm also a radio show and podcast host of Magical Moments. And I think there's even a new podcast out, but I'm not sure what it's called. All right, that covers everything. Now, let's talk. We're talking about Green Terra. Green Terra is a Buddhist goddess, and she is one that is totally guided by her soul. That's one of the things I help you learn. But she does her heart's desire, which I love. So your manifestations are quicker. Okay, magic is cool. So today, though, when we want to start to live and be guided by our soul, we have to get past some of the I don't want to say garbage. That's not a good term, but that's what comes to my mind. All right, because it's that ego. We talked last week. We got onto the critical mind part of it. All right, this week we are going to be talking about: are you addicted to the busyness, the chaos, the drama? All right. And we always think drama is the crises, going from one crisis to another. Sounds like our society's addicted to it. We seem to have so much. I think people now are so tired that we can't even take any more drama. We can't take any more of hearing. And the fires in California, and this is the first year I've heard less outrage than ever before. I think it's because we are tired. The hurricane hit Louisiana. It's sad and everything, but I haven't really heard a lot about that from people. News, yes, they're always spreading the drama, but the people, and I think it's because we are tired. However, in our own life, we keep that busyness. We keep that it is a type of drama that we keep going. And I don't know, when I was, more of an unconscious competent, I was very much into keeping myself busy. And I had been raised that way. I had been raised that way. What is that? Idle hands, devil's mind, or something like that. That old saying, that if you're not busy, then what are you up to? And that was a philosophy in my family. Very high achievers, very goal oriented. So you were always doing, going, 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 going. You get up and you go, you move. And me, I had gotten to the point where I was in music then. Oh, even in college. In college, do you know what I actually did? I had 21 credits in my undergrad, getting 2 degrees. Plus, I was the lead in all the operettas. I was in music. Plus, I also had a job. Now, who does that? I was always on the go. Plus, I did keep a social life. Hard to believe, but I did. And so with all of that, I never had downtime. And then that went on into my work. As a musician, at one point in my life, I had 6 choirs under my belt. 6 choirs. Plus, I taught voice and opera workshop at a university. Plus, I was traveling down to Muncie 4 times a week to gain my doctorate, which I had a full assistantship there too. Do you know came a time when I would be pulling over on the side of the road because I was so tired. And it was only a 45-minute drive. But yet, if I had time to myself, it was like, oh my gosh, what do I do? Oh my gosh, I have to be doing something. And I think society promotes this. We promote this. We always feel like we have to be doing something. And if we're not, we feel like we're not moving forward. Now, a lot of us will fill our days even, if you got a free time, what's the first thing you do? You pick up the phone and call a friend. Or you turn on the TV to busy your mind. We can't sit with ourselves. And really, that's what it is. Now, meditation, yes, but I mean just being. It's time to bring in the calmness. Why? Because it is the calmness in yourself, in your life, that allows you to be more in the present, allows creativity to start to flow, and connects you to the divine. It's where divine, you can start to hear the soft voice of your soul. When you are so busy and you're going from one thing to another and you're worried about, okay, when am I going to get the groceries? When am I going to get this done? When am I going to do it? The time is flying. I'm way behind today, and you're booking. And then you're in the car and you're blasting the music or talking to people on the phone, and your mind is still like this constantly. There's no room for divine to connect to you. None whatsoever. All right. So that is an opening. And I'd like to start a conversation. So where do you find yourself in that spectrum? If I said, okay, a 1 to 10 spectrum, where would you find yourself? 10 being extreme, like I was, on keeping busy and dealing with all that, different stuff, whatever comes up, the problems, the busyness. Or 1, comatose. So where are you? Where do you fit in? Who would like to start? Felicia, VJ.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Elena.
Hello. Good evening. So where are you on that spectrum?
Years and years ago, I had a hoopty, an old car, and it had no radio. And I thought that was such a shame. And it turned out to be a way for me to talk to my God. I would think at first, I didn't know anything about meditation then. I
Uh-huh.
was in my early 20s, 19, 20-ish, and I was searching for some type of God concept, but it just gave me an opportunity to shut up.
Yeah.
And at first, it was just quiet, boring, sleepy, you
Yeah.
know. And then I got so tired of watching traffic, listening to that type of noise. So I said, well, I was in some organization, so I start recalling different things that I heard on the days that I went there.
Okay.
And I say, well, this is an opportunity for me to talk to God, because I think any talk or conversation with my God is prayer. I just didn't call it that then.
It is.
So I talk to God the same way I talk to everybody.
That's
So over the years, I just created or learned how to quiet my mind. That doesn't mean it works unfailingly,
right.
but over the years practicing and now working with a spiritual advisor, not
PJ,
to break your anonymity,
yeah.
I'm learning even more to when I pray, the thoughts don't travel through. The more and more journeys I take and the more meditations I learn, I can truly calm down and think of just the meditation as opposed to all the thoughts racing, because I have been that addicted to chaos person.
Yes.
Where if it wasn't something, I couldn't even stay in the house by myself. Always had to have people around me, always had to have drama going on, always.
Yep.
I felt like I was going to jump out of myself. So I really can identify with being addicted to chaos and not needing it anymore in my life, nor desiring it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good. You're progressing. You're evolving. It's fantastic. Can anybody else chime in, state what they think, and are they there or where are they on that spectrum?
Hi, Elena. This is Carolyn.
Hey, Carolyn. Hey, sugar. What's going on?
I was thinking about what you were saying back in the when you were in school and working and all of that. But one of the things that my issue is now is I used to find myself a lot keeping my phone right there. When I wake up, I'm on the phone, looking at Instagram, Facebook, all of that stuff. And then as soon as that little chime, I'm on the phone. But I find now, I say to myself, I don't grab it all the time, especially if I'm not expecting no one to message me or something,
Yeah.
because I don't have nothing to do with them people business. So if they, certain things, why am I tying my energy into their issues?
Exactly.
Someone way across the world I don't even know, and it's little stuff. I had with the stuff that's going on now, the Black Lives Matter and the protests and all of that. I kind of had to take myself away from that because
Okay.
I also I'm having different health issues. So
I
and
know
I'm
you.
realizing when I do that, I feel better.
Yeah.
So
It is funny, Carolyn, because I understand. I mean, when you have that phone, it's a trigger. You know what I mean? As soon as it goes ding, you're like, oh, I got to be there. You know,
yeah,
I had to, I almost got there too, because I do a lot of business. And so, and my employees are all over I have people in Canada and New Jersey and Carolina, wherever. And they're trying to get hold of me too. So I've got that, and I've got my kids, and my oldest is in Connecticut. So it's not even just friends, it's family and business.
yeah.
But it was awful. There was like no quiet moment. And the thing was, it's like when that phone goes off, you go, oh, it gives you a little start.
Mm-hmm.
It just does. It's like, oh, I got a message. And but your body goes into a little jump. It really does. Watch yourselves, guys. I felt that and I thought, wait a minute, that's not good. That's not me. So I decided, all right, I'm taking off the sound. And I have my phone mostly off on sound. I'm going to check it now. Yep, it's off on sound. In fact, I have 2 missed calls, but I'm busy. I'll get to it afterwards. No big deal. The same issue will be there when I answer it then just now. So I turn that down and then I limit myself. When I get on Facebook, I get on in the morning for about 10, 15 minutes just to see where everything is, if anybody has any questions or they're on a post and they have a question or want to talk about it. And then I do it again at night. So around usually right before this, 6 o'clock, I will go ahead and look at that. And that's it. Then I'm done. Because it was taking my time, it was triggering me, it was starting to control me versus me controlling it.
Right. Right.
So take the bulls by the horn and decide how you want to do it. Those were some ideas, and then you can craft your own. But it's time to get into control with it, because the phone is, I see on YouTube all the time, or maybe I'm getting it in my feed. I don't know if you are. And because I was interested in it. You know how that is on YouTube. You type it in once, and before you know it, you get it all the time. So I put in the simple life. And because I had heard a lot about it and I wanted to know, what is a simple life? It sounds nice, and so there are all these videos on having this cottage simple life and the minimalist and everything. And my dad used to say the pendulum always swings. And yes, if you are called to live a minimalist life, or you are called to want to suddenly go get a little cottage, a little fairy cottage, and live, very simply without anybody around you, then I say go for it. In fact, when I get older, that's just what I might do. But I have to say, you don't have to just delete everything from your life. It's learning how to form your boundaries. It's learning how to have that simplicity. And what do I mean by simplicity? Simplicity means just that. It's not answering to every crisis down the road. It's not setting your day up, consciously setting your day up to be bing, 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 bing. There's always tomorrow too. And I'm not saying that and this is the other big thing. We equate busyness with being proactive. But how many times are we chasing our tail? When you hear me speak about doing baby steps towards your goal, they're baby strategic steps. They are what you know. When I first started in this business, I always, at the beginning of the week, I got it from Alice in Wonderland. She always did 6 impossible things before breakfast. I thought, well, that's an ambitious girl. But I thought, well, I could do 3 impossible things in a week. So on Monday, I would sit down and think of 3 strategic steps. And I should get into practice of doing this again. 3 strategic steps for me to move my business forward. Or I really would like to have 3 strategic steps to my health, reestablishing my health program. Do you see? And then you're not falling for every gimmick, and you're not rushing and pushing it in here. You're not saying, I'm not going to say, oh my gosh, I got to do that dance thing. I got to get that in, got to get it in. And your mind is in this, no, it's simple. I know tomorrow I'm going to get up. I know that afternoons are better for me, or evenings. I'm more of a night owl. So in the afternoon or evening, when the day is pretty much done, in the morning when I get up, I do my connection. I do my gratitudes. I do my mini little how may I serve meditation. I send love. I look over my schedule. I set my schedule up in a way that is strategic and allows me to have times to just be, to do a meditation, to drive out to Little River Wetlands or my sacred spot and say hello to my favorite willow tree in the whole wide world, to walk the dog, to just simply make a cup of tea between things. That is living simply. You don't have to go off the grid to live simply. Living simply means that everything is done with calmness and everything is done in progressive steps instead of running and now, does that mean it's always perfect? No. I mean, yesterday I was late. We changed the time that we usually do the show an hour earlier. And I said, sure. Well, it wasn't so perfect that day. And I had woke up and turns out people are tearing down trees on our border, which I wasn't very happy about that, I have to say. I really don't want to see all their lights at night. And I also saw that I had that, and then my child was starting his first day of school, so he was having problems, and I needed to address that. And before you know it, I'm late going to my show. But instead of panicking, yes, I did hurry, but I didn't hurry like a Mad Hatter or a chicken with its head cut off. Which is a horrible saying, by the way, I pulled myself together and said, okay, I'm going to have to change the time. So I sent a note to Della. I sent a note to the person who helps me with the show. And I said, hey, I really have to put the show at 15 minutes. If we can do this, ask me if it's possible 15 minutes later. And they all said, that's fine. There, drama's over. But everything was done in this way that I was not going, oh my God, I got to get there. Oh my God, I got a 15-minute ride and I only have 5 minutes to get there. You know what I mean? I didn't go there. It's attitude. Hi, CW. It's attitude. It's the attitude of how you choose to be that makes the life simple. And well, in fact, let's talk a little bit about that. Anybody want to open up? We've got Lydia, we got CW, we've got Gladius. I love seeing this just grow. And then, so if anybody wants to talk, that's awesome. I think I'm missing Della also. Anybody who would like to talk a little bit about, what I want to know, I'll pose a question and help. I want to see who. So first of all, how many of you have tried to live more simply? And I want to hear what problems you've had, if you have tried to break away from that chaos and drama, from crisis to crisis to crisis to crisis stuff. Anybody want to bite on that one? Somebody's giggling. Hello.
This is Pamela.
I thought so, but your thing said no, and I'm like,
yeah, I took off from work tonight, so I'm here.
Oh, fantastic! Yeah. Pamela, I'm so glad you're here.
Yes, so am I. I miss it. I definitely miss it.
I know. So what do you think of this?
Well, for me, I mean, all of the craziness and all of that that used to go on in the past, I've been down that same path, working, going to school, and always on the go.
Yes.
And now with this pandemic, it really is a blessing because now I have so much time
Yeah.
to
How'd you
just,
do with that? How'd you do with the time? Because I mean, come on, I know what it's like. And when you're in college, my God, I was an associate professor on top of getting degrees. It's a selfish world.
yes, it really is. It was crazy. It was crazy
Crazy.
back then. And and then from that, then moving, getting married, and then my husband busy schedule and all. But now to just not be able to go, I had to adjust to that because when you're used to going and then get to a point where you can't go anywhere,
Yeah.
that was driving me crazy. So then I had to use that energy and spend more time with me, and that's when I get into the meditating and doing some of the other stuff and
Oh, it was
spending
great.
more time looking at what I do at home, at work. And now it's like I'm a little antsy because I'm ready to just get back out there and do something different, but I'm still not doing too much.
Are you not, are you able to get back out? I mean, is it open?
I mean, I can. I mean, as far as going to the stores or just hanging out, I do get it with some friends sometimes. But see, my mother lives with us, so I don't go out too much, because she's in her 70s something. So
Yeah,
where you going? Well, you got your mask on, all this going
Oh,
crazy
yeah.
stuff. So
Oh,
I
you'll
limit
never know.
what I do, but it's much easier now to just be at home, read, meditate, pray,
Yes.
yeah, really, and not a whole lot that you really can do now.
No, there's not. But if you are finding yourself being, you're getting too much Zen, which can be possible. There's,
Mhm.
this is the thing. I should have had a picture, but I didn't know I was going to go here. The yin yang, the fish or the swirls with the dots, right?
Okay.
And
I
okay,
think
good. Let me show you. I'm going to draw. I'm going to use my wonderful artistic ability. No, of all the people in my family, I am the absolute worst artist in the world. I'm a musician, I'm a writer, but can I draw? Oh, that hurts
you're
people.
not alone.
So, but I think I can handle this. Okay. So, I bet Gladius knows this sign. And so he can critique me. I can already tell it's not going to be so. Wait. Oh, God. I can't even handle this. Okay, now this is going to be dark. All right. I'll talk you through this so that you can understand it. This has to be the worst little pieces, little things. Oh, I'm really not good. All right. So here we are.
Okay. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay.
Okay,
Now,
cool.
thank you. Oh my gosh, I love you, girl. All right.
Yes.
So we have the yin and the yang. You notice yin and yang is always together. Now, what? Now, I tried to make this very obvious. Let's call this yang. This yang has a circle that is the yin. And the yin has the circle that is the yang. So even though they are separate but together, they also have a bit of each other within them.
Okay.
Do you see that? All of life is that balance. And when we get too much yin, we get itchy, itchy, itchy. When we get too much yang, we get tired, overwhelmed, and our mind gets boggled, and we can't even get to the yin. So it's that balance we want to have in life. So Pamela, if you can get out sometime, and I know what it's like to have a mom. Oh my God, I do. For 7 weeks, we were in and out of hospitals and in the
Yeah,
house.
see, that's what I go through. Yeah, so that's
Oh
what
God,
I
I do know. Do you have
whole lot
anybody
of it.
helping you? Do you have anybody helping?
I mean, well, she's doing good now. Yeah, my husband, here, and need be my family and stuff. And but praise God, she's been doing much better. But yeah, I think we've been to the hospital once since the pandemic. and twice, I believe, but she's
Yeah,
doing good.
you. It's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom's home too now. But I actually moved her back to her house. Well, no, for me, she was tearing my family apart, so I had to. But
Okay.
otherwise, she would have stayed here. But my boy
Right.
was tearing them apart. My mom isn't so sweet sometimes. So
Oh,
anyway,
okay.
so back home she went. But I have to say, I learned one precious thing during that time, and that is I still had to keep my sanity. And
Right.
that if my cup wasn't filled with that balance of yin yang, then I was no good when I was talking to her. Because I would go
Right.
too often to this way or too often to this way, you know, and her crises were like crises every minute. So
Right.
I needed to have that selfish time. I had to build that in. And my mom would say, "Where are you going?" I said, "I'm going out." And I would go
Yeah.
out
Right.
just to get a tea. I would go out just to get a tea. And even during the pandemic, I would sit in that damn drive-through and in the parking lot. I would not come home because I needed my time. And then when I was there, then I could think clearly and come up with my 3 strategies for the week for my business and just get my mind in order and be and get myself into a place where I'm having my favorite latte, I'm filling my cup because I value that organization. I value that knowing where I'm going. That is, you know, or knowing the steps I want to take at least. I value that. That gives me structure. And in her world, there was no structure. It was crisis to crisis to crisis to crisis. You need to also, the meditation is fantastic. Just
Yeah.
being, which I'm going to talk about, is so important. But you also need that time where you get out and see other people and you can get your strategy together, whatever makes you function at optimum level. You know what I mean?
Right.
You need
Right.
to get your mind into that so that you can feel like you're making progress in your life because her world can eat you up.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. Yes, I'm getting a little better, you know. And
Yeah,
she likes for me to spend when I'm off, my days off. It's like she spends her time.
yeah.
You know, it's like,
Thank
I got
you.
other things I gotta do, you know, for
I know.
me.
Yeah.
But yeah, but it's getting better. And then, you know, and I come home from
You'll
work
learn.
some day, it's just mentally draining, and I get frustrated sometimes because again, consistency is not there, and that's what I want and seeking for. You know, so
No,
there's still a lot going on.
the consistency, you know, consistency has to come from you because you can't make somebody else have the consistency you want.
Right. No, that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, the consistency that I want in my life and my
Right.
respect, you know, on my job. Yeah. So it's back and forth, but I'm still
You
working on
know,
me.
and this is just a suggestion, take it or leave it. I only give suggestions.
And I love them all.
Well, what if when you were coming home, you know, just take a little detour to some place like a park or something where you can sit for a minute and just breathe, do whatever soul calls you to do. You can meditate at that time, you can just enjoy the scenery, you can get out and walk, you can strategize how you want to, you've already done your day. Okay, what
Right.
went well at work, what didn't, what could I do better, what situation could I remedy better? Okay, mom, all right, how do I want that to go? What do I need to do tonight? How can I fit that in and still see her? Take time for that. That is like a crucial time. And
Right.
you're not playing hooky. You're getting yourself centered again.
Right.
I would take a detour.
Okay. I can do
Sometimes
that.
that little bit of selfishness we have for ourselves benefits everyone around us and every situation around us.
Right. That's so true. And then sometimes I come on and just get the dog and walk the dog 'cause I have a dog. And I'm right across the street from a marina, so it's a lot of water. So I just
That's
go
nice.
over there and just, you know,
That's
try to
perfect.
do that as well too. But you know,
That's good
yeah,
too. The idea is not to just make sure Have the husband have the dog ready at the front door.
He's
what I mean?
going to work.
What I mean. Well, he's probably saying, "Get in here and help me."
Now he's done. He work at night, so when I get
Well, you
home,
gotta
he's
have
ready to
time.
go.
You've got to figure it out how it fits into your life. But
Yeah, and I will. That sounds good though. That
That
little
will,
detour sounds
you know
like
what? That will
work.
help you. That will help you feel better about all of it.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, you're welcome. Hey, okay. So who did I not talk to? CW, Gladius, anybody down there? And also Adela. Does anybody else want to say anything about where they are on that spectrum?
Hi, Elena. Hi, everyone.
Lydia, hello.
Hi, how are you?
I am good. Have you been on before and I just am spacing?
No, this is my first time on. I'm actually coming in joining. Thank you. I'm actually joining you guys from South Africa.
Wow. Wow. I started first. Wow. That is South Africa. Wow. That's one place I want.
And if I can tell you, it's 1 a.m. out here.
Oh wow.
You are so dedicated. Thank you. Oh my gosh, I feel
Yes,
honored
I just
you're on. What a wow. So where are you on this spectrum? Wow.
So I think for me, first of all, finding your podcast was like the turning point of my life. It's been such an amazing journey for me. And it's actually funny that you talking about the taking time out and going to the park. So I just started doing that where and it's really helped me a lot. So I try that every day I try to take some 5-10 minutes 15 minutes to just have my quiet time. I go to the nearest park and just watch the trees, watch the birds, and just have my quiet time. And that's really helped me a lot. And I do think there's a lot going on, especially with the pandemic. But I do think that it's been sort of a blessing, because it's forced me to be with myself, to just take time out and just figure out who I am, what I want to do, what I want to achieve, and basically why am I here. So for me, it's mostly been really a wonderful time by just being with myself. Yes.
Isn't that? I think it's funny. This was a hard time for people. I kind of watched. I watched people. You could see the people who were so ready and really down deep wanted a different way of being. And then you could see the others that were dying. They're the ones on Facebook 24/7 trying to make up new antics and everything because they couldn't stay still. You know what I mean? Yes. Why is it important to have this more simple approach to life? Is because it does give you, that's when all of a sudden life doesn't own you. You are designing your life.
Yes.
That's what it does. And it gives you a chance to think and to be your best. And to fill your cup so you're not running on empty every minute,
Yes.
It's so many benefits to this wonderful world of being simpler in it's simple, but it's not. It looks simple from the outside, but it's more structured from our point of view, because the world will tug at you. Oh my gosh, use the phone. Ding, 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 and others who are not on this journey will tug at you. Can't you have that ready by now? Can't you do this? And ... and we need this now. And mothers who are saying, well, I'm out of chocolate ice cream, which I heard today. I'm out of chocolate ice cream. So I'm supposed to drop everything and go get chocolate ice cream. And that was not the plan today. So see, we can get pulled into the chaos on any given notice. It's just right away. But it's us. We have to be able to say, wait a minute. I've got an order to this, and I'm going, this is where I want it to be, and I will get that ice cream. I did get her the ice cream tonight. I was out and I said, I'll get her the ice cream now. I just didn't drop everything I was doing right that minute and run out. Do you see the difference?
Yes.
One is, and still it gets done. I'm not shoving everybody out on the cliff. I am just saying it'll have to get done when I'm able to do it today. It's a different way to be, guys.
Right.
But it affords you, like Lydia said, from South Africa, which just is so cool. It is, it is that time that you take, that you start to learn about yourself. You find that calm all of a sudden. You find that little girl or that little boy inside. You know, you find that beautiful heart. And also it's a time when you start, gosh, walking by the water or whatever, divinity comes in. Divinity comes in with ideas. You're thinking, oh my gosh, I get that all the time. I'll be walking among my trees. I have this land I have has lots and lots and lots of trees. That's by design. And I know that I find peace in the trees. And when I walk in the trees, it's like ideas just flood my mind. And I'm thinking, oh, that's fantastic. I got to try that tomorrow. Or I've got on the phone as soon as I get in the house, I say, Aaron, I got another idea for the business. And they say, oh boy, here we go. But they really do. But this is the time when you need this time. You need the time to be able to open yourself to something bigger. And if you don't have that, your cup never gets filled. Sleep doesn't do it, guys. It has to be a conscious, just feeling it and allowing it to come in. And you do that by looking out at the water or doing something you love. Maybe it's a pottery class you treat yourself to every day, or coloring. Some people love to color. That's another powerful way. It's doing things just you in the quiet, and also having a structured day. I wanted to teach you, with Green Terra, I'm going to try from now on to have a meditation at the bottom. We're also going to, I will let you know, but I'm looking at starting at an hour earlier at 6. I hope people can make it, because with the 6 o'clock, I can do the meditation and people won't go to sleep, especially when it's 1 o'clock other places. So, but the meditation will help you to contemplate, and it gives you a little peace because I set you in the hand of God. I'll do that one, or source or universe, and you can just find peace for that little bit and contemplate, or even ask something higher than me. What do you think about this? And that will help too. The other thing is, but tonight, what I thought I might do, I wanted to include before this ends, because I know the time is getting, I want to give you a meditation. This is a short meditation. This is a meditation I love. I love this meditation. And it's not really a meditation. It's more of, okay, it does two things. It can help you with a transcendental meditation to get into that sweet spot faster. But the second thing it does that I really, really love, it's great for when I'm walking into something I don't know what I'm doing with, like a networking group, or I'm rushing, which we're not going to do that anymore. But if we are rushing from one place to another, to stop and gather our thoughts. Or if the kids are driving us, or our mothers are driving us a little crazy, to get ourselves back to know where we thrive. Okay? It's a nice meditation. So what it is, and it's fast. So you find some place, you can do it sitting, you can do it standing, you can do it at a stoplight. You just sit there and you get your breath down. Okay? So, because when we get into any kind of nervousness or chaotic situation, we breathe up here. So we breathe deep and we aim towards our abdomen, low. And then you aim towards your back. And then you aim towards your stomach. Fill your stomach. Out it goes. And then you do like fish gills. Spirit taught me that. That gets everything open. It gets everything just starting to focus on your breath. Now, we're going to take 2 just deep breaths and relax. Out. Breathe in the good. Mute yourself if you're on noisy something. Breathe in all the good and breathe out. Now, when we breathe in the next time, breathe in and then feel that breath between the in and the out. There's a little space there. Try it. Breathe in and out. Breathe in again. Breathe out and feel that space. Again. And out. Okay. You can open your eyes. How many of you felt it? It's like a timeless, it's just like bigger. I call it the everything and nothing space. It's the sweet spot. It's the universe. And don't you feel calm now? Don't you feel just that, just deep settling and grounding? That's what that does. Isn't that cool? And if you're doing transcendental meditation, where you want that space to be, sometimes we have a hard time. Gladius, that's a wonderful way, by the way. That breath thing, the breathing in, down, the back, the sides, that gets your mind off other things. And then you start breathing just deep, and then you feel the space. And when that is a space, when you do the transcendental, then you just stay in the space a little longer. Then pretty soon you can breathe and still stay in that space. That's transcendental. It's all getting to that space. But if you're just getting a little harried and you need to get centered again, that is a wonderful way. Did you guys feel it? Yeah? Lydia did. Yeah, you did? VJ, you felt it too? CW, you felt it too, hon? Okay, very quiet. Mm-hmm. And Gladys, I hope you felt it too.
Yep, I feel it.
Do you like that one?
I do. I've worked with that one quite a bit, actually.
I'm so glad. See, that is a very cool one. A very cool one. And how are you in your day? Because I bet it's very, very structured, because you're in training to be a Buddha, correct?
I am a Buddha.
He is a Buddha. Okay, a monk. Are you in training to be a monk?
Yeah, I've been ordained. I'm lay ordained as a Zen Buddhist monk.
Oh my gosh! Well, you're in the Zen.
Zen and now.
The Zen and now. I love it. Yeah, that is a wonderful. So why don't you? Your life well, number one, going into the Buddhism itself, that is a more intentional, more focused, more definitely not going towards the drama. It's a more simple, in some ways, life than a ping pong effect of drama, correct?
Yes, yes. Instead of your stuff owning you, you own your stuff,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Right.
And that's what we
So-
do in our life.
Yeah. So I think it's being responsive instead of reactive. And that, the breathing exercise, it's, the limbic part of the brain, causes you to breathe. So that brings you to that part of the brain. But also the, fight, flight, or freeze is also in that part of the brain.
Totally.
And so what happens is when we're faced with dilemmas in our lives, that part of the brain basically hijacks the prefrontal cortex, which is your executive function part of your brain. So the meditation, the calming and the meditative states help flex and exercise that prefrontal cortex, or the executive part of the brain, so you can be responsive instead of reactive.
Yeah, you brought a good point. Yeah. And I also want to go back to something you said, because that was very important. That responding versus reacting. And really, guys, and thank you, Gladius, by the way, because that's big. When you decide to do and employ some of these things that we're talking about today, like Pamela doing that little detour, or whatever, that, or Carolyn turning off the phone and doing, or putting it on silent, all these little things that you're doing to have a more calm life. It doesn't mean you're doing less, because I don't do less. I'm a very, very busy person, actually. However, I'm doing it differently. And I am more not only responding to life, but creating the life. Now, when situations come, though, like the crises we see in the world, or my friends, or my mother, or my kids, or the dogs, whatever it is, instead of just jumping into that fight or flight, like Gladius said, I instead say, okay, what are our options? And then I respond the way I want to respond. And that was even when my mom, believe it or not, even when my mom had a stroke in my house at one time, I didn't go off like, oh my God, get the phone. Oh my God. I didn't do that. I breathed. I said, okay, Mom, get her down, lying down on the floor. Is she breathing? I will call. And I spoke just like that. And it's a choice. So if I had started going like this, oh my God, then I would have to step back, and I do this. I do this. This is how I train myself. I see a red button and I press it and I say, redo. I don't like that. That doesn't feel good. Yuck. I'm too crazy. Okay, how do I want to be? I want to be, okay, I want to talk more like this. I want to feel good. I'm going to do this in steps. We're going to get it done. And granted, I have to say, I did learn it young. I'm not one who panics anyway anymore, because, and all this crisis stuff looks silly to me. When I was 10, I got lost on a mountain. And sorry, my hair's going all weird now. I'm pushing it back and it's going weird. But I got lost on a mountain with another little girl. And she was going crazy. And all I thought in my little 10-year-old head was, my gosh, if she keeps going like that, we're going to die. Simple as that. She can't even think. She can't even think. And so I told her, I said, okay, just sit. I told her sit. 10 years old. Because she was driving me crazy. And I said, I have to think. And so I started thinking, and I thought, okay, we don't want to be here at night because we did have, there were some big cat. I forgot what it was. It's not a mountain, but it's something. And there's also black bear. And so, 2 little 10-year-old girls, well, we're pretty good snacks. And so we don't want that. And number 2, it gets cold because we were in Vermont, not out in Indiana where we get humidity here. So, and then I said, okay, I have to think. And I thought, okay, we want to be with water, so we're going to find water. And Daddy taught me that moss grows on the north side of the tree. So I gave her a job to find the moss on. See, my mind, already I was training myself to respond and not react, not to panic, not to go around running around like, not activating that fear, that flight, or a fight or flight, because the fight or flight clouds your mind. You can't think. So I want to be clear. I want to breathe. I want to be clear. And then I said, and then we did find water. And I said, okay, all we have to do now is just follow this down the mountain. There is always a town with water. Everything my dad taught me, I did. And I followed it down, and we did get to the town. And the person who got into the most trouble was me, because I am the one that wanders off. But that saved our lives. And so to have that calm inside you, to respond versus react, to do the meditation really quick, or to breathe, to get yourself in line, it's key. It's key as much on that mountain as it is in your everyday life.
All right.
Okay. Gladius, thank you. If you hadn't brought that up, I would have never told that story. So, all right, everyone. Does anybody have any questions before we leave? Are you all inspired to really make this work in your life? To take that time without guilt, to focus your mind, to turn off that phone, to take that time to enjoy what we're doing, and to start adding some of us need to add a little zen, and also others need a little yang in their life, keeping that balance. Okay? All right.
Okay.
Last comments to anybody? Okay. I'm very happy. We're going to talk next week. I want to see how you do. Next week is a little bit different focus, but still, it's all the same. It really is. And just think, and for those of you who are going through that, who have been really crazy and busy in their minds, there is a withdrawal. I'll be honest, there is a withdrawal. So fill it with a void. Get a good book. Put on music and dance. Put on whatever. You do things that get you to fill the void, so you don't go back into wanting to be busy, and just running around with hurry, worry. Okay? All right. This has been a really fun one. I'm so appreciative for all of you, and you all had such valuable things to say. Always in your life, remember, love is spirit, guys. And everything we can do to focus our minds and create more love in our life for ourselves and for others, the more we have that spirit alive in us and we can hear it. All right. Namaste. Love you all very, very much. All right. Bye-bye now.
Thank you, Elena.
Bye.
Bye-bye, Gladius. Get some sleep.
Bye.
Bye.
See you soon, Elena.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Yes, of course.
Bye-bye.
Oh, here we go.